Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have this Nikon Coolpix 3100. So basically this camera is launched in the year 2003. So which is like, in context, is almost like 22 years old. So this camera has a 3 times zoom and has like a minimum focus length that you can take is 30 cm between the distance of the camera and the object. And this camera has an ISO of 50 to 200 and a shutter speed of 4 seconds to 1 per 3000. So without further ado, this camera is using AA batteries. So basically I recommend, like in all videos, use rechargeable AA batteries. It's going to be lasting very long in the camera and you can take more photos with environmental saving. So basically this is how you load in the batteries for the camera. Press it down, make sure it's closed and all these things. Just to take note that my screen has some aging issues, but these cases it does not affect the final image taken with the camera. Yep, so you just take note and all. It happens to most of the LCD on the screen. So to turn it on, basically this is the on off switch, the mode da. So you have to look carefully over here. To turn it on, this is a toggle, you toggle it to the right. There'll be a green LED light comes on, the lens comes on, and they'll be greeted with a word Coolpix here. And there's a startup sound as well. So basically for this camera, inside there is using this before I forget, just turn it off with like this. So this camera is using this CF card. So basically a CF card, it looks something similar to this. So basically the object in front, this is the front picture of the CF card. You just have to put it in and all. So like the direction as mentioned, then the thing will pop it up. So you need a CF card reader if you want to read the CF card. If you want to take the pictures from the card and all, you need to get an SD card, CF card reader to connect to your computers or your smartphones and all to extract the photos out. If not, alternatively, you can get the USB, which is right here, to transfer the photos from the camera to the computer and all. So back to the on mode again. Yep, so just to take note that this is how you use the camera and all. So I like the greeting sounds, very like cheerful and all these things. So this is the camera mode. This is to tell you there's 3 megapixel auto, and this how many photos you can take. This is a timestamp. So right now I'm in the auto mode. So auto mode is just they do everything all for you easily. So to focus, you just half press the shutter button here. If you half press, you can notice that this top button here, this will indicate that the flash is ready, and the bottom right here is to indicate that the autofocus, you're trying to autofocus and all these things. So you just hard press and you just press it down. So that's when you fire the flash and all these things. That is when you can take. So you just notice that your screen just went blank. It's to tell you that it's trying to store the image taken in the camera into the CF card. So just to take note that if you ever use a lot of flash, your battery strength goes down. Because just now this battery, I use it to review a lot of other cameras just now. So just to take note that if you use rechargeable AA batteries, you won't have to worry about losing strength. Based on my experience, you can take about close to 60-70 shots and all these things with flash and a mixture of flash and no flash with AA batteries and all. So this camera, he has auto on and off to save battery. So yep, I mean, it's the various modes. So you have a scenery mode. So scenery modes, you can select what kind of like mode you want. So you can just select using this menu button here. You press the menu button here, you can adjust around. Then you use a toggle button to set. So you press down to select, not the left and right, I apologize. You press down to select sunset, you dusk and dawn, landscape, close up, museum, fireworks, copy, backlight and all these things. You press the button up. For example, like dusk and dawn, you press the right button here to select. So now you're in dusk and dawn mode and all these things. So if you press the menu button here, it's just to go back because you're in scenery mode. So this mode is for you to take portrait shots and everything. If you press menu button here, is to select between the modes portrait on the left, portrait on the right, portrait close up, couple portrait or portrait figure. So they got all kinds of like portrait modes right here. And this is basically the landscape mode. So in landscape mode, they have like cinematic view, architectural, group right, group left, everything. So you can just like, you know, press the button up to select the mode. Then they have like sports mode. So sports mode, if you press the menu button here, you have sports spectacular, sports composite, everything depends on what you want. They just select the button on the right. Then they have these like night portrait. So night portrait, you can select portrait on the left, portrait on the right, or portrait close up, or couple portrait, or portrait figure. So if you like your this portrait on the left, you press set and you can see that this is the button here. If you ever use any like portrait left or right, you notice that there is this button here to tell you on where to stand, where to position yourself, where's the head and where's the body, where you're going to position it to take up good photos. So it's basically like a photo guide for you. So after all the settings are done already, so if you go back to this is basically the auto mode, which is a simple mode. So if you press the menu button here, you can adjust the image quality, whether you want it to be high, normal, or like PC screen or TV screen and all these things, which is the simple basics one. Press left to go back. Is the exposure, whether you want to plus 03, plus 01, plus 1.3, 1.7, plus 2, which you want to overexpose the object or you want to underexpose with a negative value. And for example, if you want to underexpose, you press right to select. Then if you press the menu button again, you can see that your object is now in a bit dark, which is like underexposed slightly. So if you like your object to be minus 0.3, menu button, you can see it's much brighter. So we have the date in print and the normal cut. So this camera, it does have manual mode as well. So in manual mode, they give you full access to the camera settings. So you can adjust the flash, everything. So in flash, you have auto flash. We have like flash with red reduction, for dual flash and force flash. So you have force flash, you can select by pressing the red button. So in manual settings here, you can adjust the white balancing because now you are in manual mode. You can adjust the exposure compensation, continuous shot. It's like the best shot is image sharpening, CS card format and all these things. So for example, in white balancing, you can adjust like whether you want preset white balancing, daylight and all these things. Only downside is that they don't show you how does the image look like. So every time you want to adjust the white balancing, you have to go to the menu button again and press on again. Yep. So you press left to go back again, menu button to return. Then this button here is basically for you to you know, you want to view in the viewfinder here to take your photos. It's like hard press, everything. This is like the normal mode that you are in. This to delete, so you have to go back to your gallery, everything. So to go back to your gallery, you just press this button here. If you don't like this photo, just press the top left here. Here, delete. Just press set is this button on the right. Yep, they don't have the OK button, so it's a bit confusing for camera like this. Then if you want to go back to shooting mode, you just press this button back up. So you cannot press this, you want to press this button back up again. And this is where you can do your view. So zoom in and zoom out, basically just press the T button to zoom in and the W button to zoom back up. So basically I just say it's a 3x zoom. So it's a 3x zoom ready. Then you can zoom up to another. It's a digital zoom. If you see yellow, it's the digital zoom. So it's up to 5 times. Yep. So basically that's about it for this camera. So now in the manual mode here. So other than settings, you can just adjust all these settings here. BSS is the best shot selector. I just put off. Then we have the movie mode. So in movie mode right now, 1 GB you can take 40 seconds over here. To take your video, you just press the shutter back. Then to stop it, you just press the normal setup. The shutter here. So in setup mode, you can adjust the welcome screen, the language, the date, everything. All can be adjusted through here. So actually that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching this video all the way to the end. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video with your family and friends. Thank you very much and I'll see you all soon. Bye.